Hello guys, welcome back to STEM Trainers. Now, in the previous video, we have seen projectile is fired from ground. What happens? How to solve the questions. Now, in this video, we will see the cases when projectile is fired from a height. So, how to solve questions based on that. Okay, so let's start. So, this is my first question. A particle is projected from P, which is at 36 meter above horizontal ground. The point Q is the highest point of the path of the ball. Find the value of theta, length of OR, speed of the ball as it hits the ground at R. Okay. So particle is projected from P. It reaches the highest point at Q and then it hits the ground at point R. Now the initial velocity with which it is projected is 40 meter per second at an angle of theta with horizontal. And it's given that, okay, the highest point Q is 12 meters above point P. Okay. So let's see how we can solve this. So first thing, let's see what we know. Okay. So we know at point Q, my velocity in y direction is 0. That is because it's the highest point. And we know the displacement from P to Q, that is 12. We have the initial velocity. Okay, so let's write the equation in vertical direction. So if vertical direction between the points P and Q. Okay, so my initial velocity is 40 sine theta. That is my vertical direction velocity. 40 cos theta is horizontal and my 40 sine theta is my vertical direction velocity. Acceleration in vertical direction is minus g, that is minus 9.8. Displacement is positive, that is 12. And final velocity is 0. So what's the equation that connects VUAS? That is V square equals U square plus 2AS. You can see I'm not using any trick here. I'm just writing whatever I know. From that you will get to see which equation you have to use. Okay, so V is 0 and U is 40 sine theta. So 40 sine square theta minus 2 times 9.8 times 12. So from this, I'm getting my sine square theta as 2 times 9.8 times 12 divided by 40 square. Okay, so from this, let's try to find the sine theta value, or let's just straightforward, we can get theta also. So what is my theta coming here? Theta is approximately 22.54 degrees. So that is my A part now, the value of theta. So basically we use the Chauvet equation in y direction. Okay, the second question they are asking is length of OR. So now OR we know is the displacement of the particle in x direction. So we need to find this. Okay, so obviously we will need to use the equations in x direction, that is horizontal direction. Okay, so let's write the equation between P and R. So we are writing the equation between the points P and R. So my displacement is, we need to find out, my initial velocity is 40 cos theta and we know theta, so this will come out to be 36.955 meter per second. Okay, so this is my initial velocity u, and time, do we have the time? No, we don't even have the time. Okay, so we know the equation in horizontal direction is S is equal to u into t. So 36.955 into time. So if I have this value of t, between P and R, then I can find the distance OR. So how do I find this time? So for time, now we can apply the equation in vertical motion. So for vertical motion, let's see if we can find time from that. So let's first write what are the values that we know. So we know the displacement between P and R. This P and R is minus 36. Now be very careful. I have seen lot of students make lot of mistakes in this. Now you are going down. So obviously displacement is in negative direction, that is downward direction. So just be careful. Displacement will be minus 36 here. Acceleration, that is same in vertical direction, it's minus 9.8. Time we have to find out. Initial velocity, that is u sine theta, that we already know, 40 into sine theta. We know the value of theta. Okay, so let's use this to find time. So what's the equation that connects S, U, A and T? So the equation that connects S, A, U, T is S equal to ut plus half at square. So let's use this. So minus 36 equals to 40 sine theta. We already know the theta value. Just remember this. Minus 9.8 divided by 2 t square. So let's use our calculator and let's find the value of t. T will come out to be 4.694 seconds, because we know theta is 22.5 degrees. So only unknown here in this equation is t. Okay. We are neglecting the other answer because that will be rejected. Okay. Now, so once I get the value of t, so now my displacement S is nothing but here. You can see displacement is 36 point in x direction is 36.955 times 4.694. So which will give me the value as 173 meters approximately. So that is my answer. So this is the value of OR. Okay, next part. The speed of the ball as it hits the ground at R. Now this is very important. Again, this is a part in which student makes lot of mistakes. Now I will tell you why. So what happens is, they are asking for speed of the ball as it hits the ground at R. So they are not asking for its y direction velocity. They are asking for the speed. So it means our answer here should be Vx square plus Vy square. Now this is the step which generally students forget. They mostly, what they do is they find the Vy value, that is the velocity in y direction at R, and then they just leave it there. So just remember this. They are asking for speed at which it hits the ground. So that V will be nothing but square root of Vx square plus Vy square. Okay, so now first thing is, we already know Vx, Ux, everything is same. In x direction, velocity does not change. So that remains same as 36.955 meter per second. Okay, so all we have to do is find velocity in y direction. So now again, I will apply, obviously I need to find velocity in y direction. So I will apply the vertical motion values. I will see that I need velocity. What are the values that I know? So I know the time taken from P to R. So time taken from P to R is 4.694. Okay. So what I can do is, in y direction, I am applying vertical motion equations. So V is equal to U plus AT, right? So I have the time value. Time is 4.694. I have the acceleration, that is minus 9.8. I have the initial velocity, that is nothing but 40 sine 22.5 degrees approximately. So these are my values. Let's substitute and let's find the value of velocity in y direction. So Vy will be equal to 40 sine 22.5 degrees approximately minus 9.8 into time is 4.694. So this will give me the answer as minus 30.693 meter per seconds. Now, why we are getting a minus sign? I think we discussed the similar kind of problem in the last video also. Because we are going in the downward direction. So when you are going in the downward direction, so what will happen is, obviously your velocity will be negative. So if it doesn't come out to be negative here, it means you are doing something wrong. So it should come out to be negative. So now this is velocity in y direction. So what is my final speed with which it hits the ground at r? It will be square root of vx square plus vy square. So which is coming out to be nothing but approximately 48 meter per second. So that is my answer. We have vx, we have vy. So I think everyone can find velocity, final speed at which it hits the ground. Okay, so I think that covers most of the things when you are projecting a particle from a height. Okay, so let's look at one more problem in this. Now, you can pause this video and try this question yourself also. Okay, so cricket ball is hit from a point A which is 0.9 meter above horizontal with initial velocity and angle as shown. Okay, so initial velocity is p I cap plus q j cap meter per second. So I cap, it means the horizontal velocity is p. The vertical velocity is q. So now the angle is not given. Directly they have given the horizontal and vertical velocities. Okay. The ball takes 3 seconds to travel from A to B. So A to B takes 3 seconds. Okay. So B is a point on ground. Okay. Find the value of P, Q and tan alpha. The length of time for which the ball is at least 4 meters above ground. Okay. So let's try this question. Now, first thing is, okay, this distance OB is given, that is 57.6. That is basically the horizontal displacement of the particle. And if you notice, the time is also given. Total time it takes from A to B is 3 seconds. So, I can directly use the equation in horizontal direction between the points A and B. So, S is equal to ut because acceleration is 0. What is my S? S here is 57.6. U, that is P. Horizontal velocity is P, time is 3. So from this, I am getting my P value as 19.2 meter per second. So basically, this is my value of P. Okay, so I now know the horizontal velocity. Okay, so next I have to find the value of Q and tan alpha. So now you have to think how you can find the value of Q. So for that, Q is vertical velocity. So if vertical velocity is there, so obviously we will have to use the vertical motion. So let's try to write what we know in the vertical motion. So let's try to write. Okay, in vertical motion, between let's say point A and B, I'm writing the equations between point A and B. So between A and B, my displacement is, now be careful, displacement will be minus 0.9 because B point is below the point A. Okay, I hope everyone understands this by now. Acceleration is minus 9.8, again, downward direction. Velocity initial velocity is q. And the total time from A to B is 3. So these are the things that I know. So what connects them? So this is nothing but s equal to ut plus half at square. So let's use this Chauvet equation. S is minus 0.9, u is q, time is 3, and this is minus 9.8 by 2 into 3 square. So let's try to find the value of q from this. So q will come out to be, when you will simplify this, q will come out to be 43.2 divided by 3, which is 14.4 approximately. Okay, 14.4. So this is my value of q. Okay, very good. So now I have value of p and q. So basically initial velocities now I have in x direction and y direction. So now comes, what's the value of tan alpha? So basically we need to find this alpha. So we know this. I mean, horizontal velocity is nothing but u cos alpha. Vertical velocity, if the initial velocity is u, and the vertical velocity is nothing but u sine alpha. So what is tan alpha here? And you can see here, tan alpha is nothing but q divided by p. That is my tan alpha. And anyways, you can say that directly from the diagram also. Tan alpha is nothing but q divided by p, horizontal, vertical divided by horizontal. Okay, so which is coming out to be 3 over 4. So tan alpha value is 3 over 4. So that is my A part. I need to find value of P, Q and alpha. Okay, now let's look at B part. Now this B part is very important. This is a very good problem. Let's see what this is. The length of time for which the ball is at least 4 meters above ground. Okay, so this is my ground. Okay. So obviously when particle is projected from A, it goes up in the start, and then it might reach a height of greater than 4 for some time. So we don't know where it reaches or when it reaches. So what they are asking is for how much time. So let's say this is 4 meters from ground. Let's say this point is D, this point is C. So from C to D, in this area or in this motion from C to D, the particle is above the ground by 4 meters. So we need to find how much time it stays there. So that's the question. That's a good question. Okay. So what we will do is, first we will find out when particle is above the ground for 4 meters. We will find the time when it is above the ground for 4 meters. So let's see. So my second part. So now what will I do is my vertical displacement. Now what most of the students will do here is they will say, okay, my vertical displacement is 4, which will be completely wrong. Because now you are projecting a particle from a height. So this is your initial. So from this, from point A, with respect to A, what is your y displacement? Your y displacement is only, this is only 3.1 meters, not 4. Now this is the most important thing. Okay, so just remember this. So my displacement is 3.1. My acceleration is minus 9.8. And time I have to find out. My initial velocity u, that is in vertical direction. Vertical direction is q. So that is 14.4. Okay. So what's the equation that connects S, U, A, T? So that is S equals ut plus half a t square. Where S is 3.1. Initial velocity is 14.4 in positive direction. Time we have to find out. Minus 9.8 divided by 2 into t square. So let's try to solve t from this. Okay, so this will be a quadratic. So I will get minus b. I can use quadratic formula, minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac. Or you can just directly use your calculator. It will give you the value directly. Okay, divided by 2 times 4.9. So my time value that is coming out is two answers I am getting, 2.70488, and the second answer that I am getting is 0.23389. Okay, so I am getting two values of time. So obviously it means that it goes above 4 meter, and then it, whenever it reaches the greatest height, it comes down. So that will be my second time. So what's my second time? It is coming out to be, this time at D is coming out to be 2.70488, and time at C is coming out to be 0.2389. Okay, so what do we do to find the time it takes from C to D? So it will be the difference of these. So let's just subtract them. So duration will be equal to 2.70488 minus 0.23. So approximately I am getting 2.47 seconds. So that is my answer. So this is the time for which the particle remains above the ground for at least 4 meters. So this is my answer. So this part is a very good part, B part. I hope it clarifies all your concepts. Okay, thanks so much for watching STEM Trainers.